Suicide is to where a person of any age and any gender has the thought of killing oneself. They think it's the easy way to go out, and they just think it takes away the pain and the suffering. Most people that think of suicide have severe depression or just have been hurt by too many people. The age group so far is 15 to 24. These are the most valuable moments to where a teenager can discover oneself, what sexuality he or she is, if they like guys or girls. And this is a time to where they either depend on where if a guy is with the jocks or girls are with cheerleaders, but the ones who really do have these suicidal thoughts are those groups, but also the ones that are not taken care of the most, such as the band, chess players, choir, theater, people like that. They don't get as much as they should be getting. They get bullied more than anyone else, and just the nerd type in general. Since of 1991, there was a 29%, and it has been decreasing. In 2009, it decreased to 14%. Now in 2011, 2013, it did increase to 17% again. There is a difference in the suicide rate between gender, race, and age and grade group. 22% of females have thought about suicide, 11 have attempted, and 4 have attempted with medical attention. 12% of males have thought about suicide, 5% have attempted, and 2% have attempted with medical attention. Caucasians have 21% have thought about it, 9% have attempted, 3% have needed the medical attention. 19% of African Americans have thought about suicide, 11% have attempted, and 3 have actually attempted with medical attention. Now Hispanics have had the highest rate, with 26% have thought about it, 16% have attempted, and 5% have needed medical attention with attention. Now you know the grades, freshman through senior, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Freshmen have had the highest because this is the new year and they just get picked on more because they don't know as much as the upperclassmen do. 25% of freshmen have thought about it, while 14% have attempted and only 5% have attempted with medical attention. 23% of sophomores, 10th graders, have thought about it, 12% have attempted, and 4% have attempted with medical attention. 22% of juniors have thought about it, 9% have attempted, and 3% have attempted with medical attention. 19% of seniors have thought about it, 7% have attempted, and 3% have needed the medical attention with it. There are a lot of ways to commit suicide, but the ones that have been the top 2 have been overdosage, which is taking unprescribed or prescribed pills, way too many of them, or a family member has a loaded gun in the house and they didn't lock it up correctly and a student got a hold of it. People who have thought about suicide have mental disorders such as anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, and insomnia. There are ways to help with suicide and just to not think about it and to not actually do it. There are 5 steps to help. Promise yourself not to do it right then and there. Give yourself 24 hours, days, weeks, months, or years. Avoid drugs and alcohol. Drugs and alcohol never lead to anything good in the first place. And just doing that while thinking of suicide can actually make suicide very possible for anyone. Make yourself home. Home is a place to where you can stay in a safe bubble somewhat. It's to where you can relax and not have so much weight on your shoulders. Take hope. People do get through this. Me, I've suffered through it, and I've had my best friends help me. Some of my family members have helped me, but you just talk it through with your best friends. Don't keep these thoughts to yourself. Keeping this bundled up is very bad. Like my therapist has said, having feelings trapped inside is like a game of Tetris. One day you're going to get that right piece and everything's just going to explode and it'll feel better. There are things to avoid while thinking of suicide, such as being alone, drugs and alcohol once again, things that make you feel worse, like putting yourself down and just thinking really bad and just thinking purely about suicide. There are some hotlines and calls that you can make if you have these thoughts, if you don't want to talk to anyone about it. You have the 1-800-273-TALK, which is 5255, or 1-800-SUICIDE, 1-800-784-2433. These hotlines can help you, and they will talk through it with you, and they're open 24/7. Just remember that you have people who love you, and suicide is not the way out.